Oh, fabulous. So, welcome to this lovely spring morning. Nice to see you all. And yeah, let's have a lie down and a stretch out. Finding a comfortable place for you to rest, to connect in with what's here for you this morning. So you may wish to start with your knees bent, as always. There's that option. Just checking with how the whole of the spine, the lower back is feeling. And then perhaps extending the legs away if you feel that the lower back is comfortable enough. If not, and just finding an adjustment, perhaps popping your knees over a bolster, that can really help. And in the first instance, just checking in with how the body's feeling as a whole this morning. Just having an overall sense of what's here for you. Is there any heaviness, tiredness, pain, discomfort, or is there a sense of lightness, of energy? And perhaps adopting a posture that reflects how the body is feeling. And then bringing some movement into the body to begin with, to just let the body find a place that's even more comfortable. So that might be moving the ears away from the shoulders, or vice versa, the arms away from the sides of the body, turning the palms up to the ceiling and feeling how that really opens into the shoulders, into the chest. And also checking in with the upper back, the neck, and you might want to rest your head on a pillow or cushion, tuck the chin in a little. And offering yourself this time and space to check in with how you're breathing, what's here for you in your breathing. And then perhaps starting to take some deep breaths in and sigh the breath out. So as you do that, there's a release, a letting go, a sense of connectivity sometimes with the ground, with the earth beneath you. Allowing those little things within you, those particles within you, just to settle down, and feeling as that happens. I'm thinking about that glass of water that's a bit murky, it's got sediment all around it, it's shaken up. It just takes a little time for that to settle and clear, and with the clarity that comes about, there's a flow of energy, of light through the body. Often there's a relationship between the energy and the breath. So you might be able to sense into that as you breathe in. Have a feeling that there's a flowing upwards of energy, maybe from the soles of your feet, traveling up through the feet, the legs, the spine, the torso, to the top of the head. And then as you breathe out, flowing all the way back down and out through the soles of your feet. Feeling a sense of a wave coming up through the body with the in-breath and then out on the out-breath. So sometimes it's helpful to have a visualization at the same time. And then we're going to bring some movements with the hands into that. So keeping the elbows on the floor. As you breathe in, just bringing the hands up towards the top of the head. And as you breathe out, turning them, allowing them to travel with the energy down and out through the soles of the feet. Rather like when we're doing the Mother Earth sequence. There's a feeling of drawing upwards with the in-breath and out and away with the out-breath. And then if it feels all right for you, you can lift the elbows up and take the elbows out to the sides as the hands come a bit high as you breathe in and as you breathe out, going down through the feet. You might want to take the hands even higher, even above the head as you breathe in. Let the energy come up and behind you, and as you breathe out, taking the hands as far down the legs as you can possibly go. We're starting to bring in some movement, sensing into the shoulders. And you can start to really stretch out now. So with the in-breath, have a really good stretch. Push the heels, and with the out-breath, the hands come down and away. Just doing that a couple more times. Breathing in, lovely long stretch, and breathing out. And next time you breathe out, bending the knees and bringing them into your chest, giving them a hug. It might be that you place your hands over your knees, or you might want to interlace the fingers and then have a little rock from one side to the other. Just gently does it, easing into the lower back, noticing what's here for you today. And then just choosing which parts of the back you'd like to massage, maybe the knees going away from you, around the tailbone, or coming in towards you closer. And maybe just watching the tempo, the pace. So you might want to do it quite quickly or really slow it down and notice what it's like to change the speed at which you do it. Lovely. And then bringing it back into the center, take your hands around the right knee and the left foot comes onto the floor. Take a breath in, breathing out, drawing that knee down towards you. And then release. Good. So just with the breath, breathing in, releasing the knee, breathing out, drawing it down. Watching what happens in the shoulders as you do that. Just taking care, keeping them nice and soft. And then extending the left leg away, pushing the heel, bringing the toes towards you, and continuing with that movement, feeling any resistance in the hip, and gently easing that resistance away so that you just softly increase the range of movement in that hip. And then we're going to take the knee out to the side and hold on to the foot. Just press the knee a little bit while you're holding on to the foot or the ankle. So just really feeling into the hip and what's there for you. And placing the right foot on top of the left leg. Now hold on to the foot, the toes, wherever you can, and then press the right knee away as far as it will go. Let the knee just gently ease down towards the floor. And then we're going to go into half lotus from here. So bending through the left knee, hands around either the back of the knee, or you can thread your hand through the legs if you need to. If your head's up off the floor, then you need to get a strap around the back of the knee so that you can really feel the right hip opening, but you're not putting any strain on the neck whatsoever. And breathe. As you breathe out, drawing the belly button down to the base of the spine. Really feeling into that connection. And then extending that left leg away, pushing the heel, bringing the toes towards you. Release the shoulders, release the hip. Just feeling that lovely stretch. And then maybe just have a little rock from side to side. Not too far, a gentle rock. Beautiful. And then slowly and gently easing yourself out of that, coming into semi-supine. Closing your eyes, hands on the belly, feeling the breath in the belly. And noticing the difference between the right and the left. So let's do all of that on the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the left knee in towards you. Drawing it down and noticing this side might be quite different to the other. Breathing in, releasing, breathing out, coming down. Starting to mobilize the left hip. Feeling into the resistance, if there is any, and see if you can override that with attention and the breath. And then let's extend the right leg away, push through the heel, bring the toes towards you. Keeping the shoulders beautifully soft and no tension in the head, the neck. And then we're going to take that knee out to the side, so holding onto the foot, just a hand on the knee, and mobilize that knee just a little to start with, so that there's a sense of really opening into the full range of movement on the left hip. And then placing the foot on the top of the right leg and pressing the left knee away, opening into that hip joint. Just feeling that sense of opening, of release, holding onto the foot, the knee getting heavier and heavier, so letting gravity open out through the front of the left hip. And then take a beautiful deep breath in. As you breathe out, bring the right knee up towards you, hands around the back or a strap around the back of the knee. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a shimmy, because sometimes we hold tension in here at this point. Long breaths in and out, releasing the hip, so that this is an active movement. It doesn't look like you're moving very much, but every time you breathe out, there's a little bit more of a stretch, an opening, a release. And then straighten up through the right leg, push the heel up, bring the toes down towards you. Oh, every time you breathe out, drawing the belly button down to the base of the spine. And then we're going to move just a little in that position, rocking side to side. Just gently does it. No need to overextend or anything. Just feeling into that move. Wonderful. And then gently releasing all of that, and let's have a really good stretch, opening up through the front of the body. And as you do that, just pressing the pelvis up a little bit, so you're creating a hollow in the small of the back. And then bend the knees once more, cross the ankles, hands around the back of the knees, and we're going to just rock and roll up and back. Just a few times. Coming up onto your shoulders if you can. Perfect. And then when you're ready, just easing yourself up. I'm just going to realign my mat and come around into cat. And it might be that you want to take your socks off at this point. Yeah, we're going to just come into cat, having mobilized into the back a little, opened into the hips. Just going to flow through cat sequence. And remembering as you go through cat, you can use Ujjayi breath if that's helpful. So Nice flat back to start with. Taking a breath in, breathing out, pelvic floor tight, belly button to the base of the spine, rounding back, chin tucked in, and then softening and releasing as the head comes up. Just flowing with this movement. Feeling the breath traveling. And maybe each time you breathe in, allowing the lower back to release a little bit more, and feel the shoulders rolling back as you look forward, and then rolling the shoulders around and forward as you press down into your hands, knees, shins, feet, and really using that connection with your pelvic floor. Good. And then coming back into the stable posture, the core nice and strong, and take your right knee up, flex the foot, and let's circle that knee around. Nice big circles. One way and then back the other. And then you might want to take that leg out straight and circle around. So that's harder work, much harder work. One way and then back the other. Straight out to the side at right angles to your hip. Oh, and gently down. Have a little bit of a rest. I'm going to have to move over for the other one. And lift up the left knee and just circle the knee around. One way and then back the other. Just keeping your spine as parallel to the floor as is possible for you. And then straighten that leg out at right angles to the body and circle the leg around. One way and then back the other. Good. And then gently ease yourself back. Put my heart rate up, just taking my legs out to the side. Okay, and back into cat, and we're going to go into lizard. So lizard is where you take your right leg on the outside edge, and usually I sort of head for the top right corner of the mat. So take a breath in. I made it. Breathing out. Bring your right foot out and up. So your hands stay inside. And then allow that right knee to bend as much as you possibly can, so that you can feel the stretch onto the left hip flexor. If you can, just take your foot out to the side a little more. Some of you are more in runner. Lizard is where the foot's right outside. That's it. Good. And you drop the pelvis down. So there'll be a beautiful stretch in your left hip flexor. And breathe. Your knee won't be anywhere over near your ankle. Your foot is further extended away from you than that. So it's not like when we're in runner, where the knee often comes over the ankle or above the ankle. Good. And then gently bring that back, maybe have a stretch. Just release it all through. And then come back and just shift your hands over to the right hand side a little. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the left foot out. So the whole of the knee is going out to the side. The foot is in the top left corner, probably, hopefully, maybe. And just feeling that lovely stretch. And now in the right hip flexor. And if you're not feeling it, you can also just shuffle your right leg back. I felt like I needed to get a bit more of a stretch, so just shuffle that away and breathe. So good. For your hips to stay open, to release. And then we're going to, rather than easing back from there, we're going to take ourselves around so that you tuck the right foot under, and we come into a standing wide angle forward bend. So just find a way to get yourself into that position. And once you're there, just really making use of these open hips. You may well be able to get the elbows onto the floor. If you take your feet away as far as you possibly can, you might even get the head on the floor. Just breathe it all through. Straight legs as you possibly can. Feel that lovely stretch in your inner thighs, opening out the back. Well done, nice, lovely. And then we're just going to walk the feet in probably just a little bit to give you a little bit more stability, and then bending through the right knee, bring your bottom down onto your right heel, and then the left foot, the toes come up. So your legs are still, or your feet are still very separate. Your bottom's coming down onto your right heel, and then lift the body up as much as you can. That's it. I've got myself perched on my fingertips. Good. And then transitioning really slowly. So placing your foot gently down on the floor, lift yourself up. You may well have a little stretch in the middle, and then walk your hands over to the left side. The bottom comes down onto the heel if that's possible for you, and the right foot comes up. Well done. So lifting the body up as much as possible, opening into, that's it, Karen, opening into the front of the chest. Nice. So you've got a beautiful stretch down the inner thigh. Letting the left knee come out to the side as much as you possibly can. Wonderful. And then place that foot back down and come into the center once more. Straighten the legs. Walking the hands forwards and keeping them shoulder distance apart. Breathing in, letting the shoulders come over the wrists, and breathing out, straightening back, head in between the arms. keeping the core nice and connected so that your belly button's going to the base of the spine as you rock back and forth. Breathing in, coming forwards, breathing out, easing back. Good. And then nice and gently bring the hands back in, feet walking slowly, slowly until they're about hip distance apart. And then really taking your time, tummy button tight, just uncurling, unfurling like a lovely little fern in the garden as the spring comes. So coming on up, nice and slowly, up, standing. Roll of the shoulders once you get there. And a shake of the legs. Oh, those hips. Beautiful. Good. So standing nice and tall. Having a real sense of the heart center opening, lifting up as we stand in mountain. You may wish to close your eyes. Just allow the body to become accustomed to standing with awareness. So there's a really good, strong sense of how the body is in all its different parts and how it feels as a whole. How it feels as a whole and also in all its different parts. So just allowing your mind's eye to sweep through the body as you wish. Feeling into the sensations, feeling into the breath. And gently stepping the feet a little bit further apart. We're going to go into a little bit of a back bend. So take the hands behind into the base of the spine around the sacroiliac joints, those flat joints. So you taking the elbows right the way back. A breath in. And as you breathe out, pressing the pelvis forwards as the elbows come back. Keep the chin sort of in line with the floor. And then slowly release. You might want to separate the feet to a mat distance apart this time. And that really helps as you breathe in and breathe out to go into a slightly stronger back bend, shoulders, elbows back. Just feeling the spine going in that direction. Done a forward bend, back bend. One more time, nice deep breath in, controlling through the core, forward we go. Maybe taking the head back a little bit, not compressing into the neck, but just more like a banana. I should have dressed in yellow today. Good. Nice, and then coming back, center, having a little shake. So then just taking your feet to a little bit further than hip distance apart. And we're going to move the back and, well, the whole of the body really, in a beautiful free flowing movement. So we've done this many times before. Take the hands and the palms nearly touching. And we're going to imagine a figure of 8 lying on its side and crossing over in front. So we're just going to bend one knee, straighten the other. And then this is really entirely up to you and your body as to whether you make this a really fat figure of 8. So that means you go right up to the ceiling and then maybe down to the floor. And also how long it's going to be. So you're sort of sweeping through one side and the other. Noticing the areas of your body that feel beautifully free and open, released. Just moving the hips as they wish to go, maybe going right the way down to the floor and then up towards the ceiling. As we've already done quite a lot to open the hips, just noticing how you can make use of that range of movement. And then back the other way. So your figure of 8 is in the opposite direction. Maybe taking it into a little bit of a twist. Nice for the spine to ease around into a twist. Good, and then very gently bringing it back to the center. And then the figure of 8 is going to be standing upright now, and we are going to reach up to the ceiling, and automatically I come up onto my toes as I reach for the ceiling. So just see if that happens for you as well. Crossing over in front of you, sweeping around as you get to the floor, and maybe the toe coming up on the other toes. So just having a play around that. Reaching up and around, going back the other way, whatever feels right for you. And then very gently bringing it back to the center, your feet back in, hands in namaste, closing the eyes and feeling into all those different parts of the body you've been moving. Right. And then gently release that. Have a little shake the feet. Good. So we're going to make use of what we've done with the range of movement with the hips. So we're going to just come to face down the mat, feet hip distance apart, drawing in through the core, tailbone coming down. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, a long stride forward into Warrior One to begin with. Good. So the back foot will come out a little bit, and we then bend through that front knee. Bring the hands into prayer, breathing in and breathing out. Up we go. So you might want to bring your hands into a mudra. The knee is above the ankle, lifting up out of the waist, lengthening through. And then gently taking your body into a back bend. Just let your arms come back, doing this at your own pace. Maybe looking up to your hands if that's available to you and you're not too wobbly. And if you feel like you're drawing back away from the knee, then feel what it's like to find that front leg again, to really let some weight of the body go down through the front foot. And then bring the right hand back to the back leg, and the left hand can come all the way back now. So just notice what that feels like. The right shoulder is back, creating space in the chest. The left arm is back. And then take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to ease ourselves into warrior two. So the left arm comes forward, the right arm comes back. You turn that right foot out a little bit, and we have that beautiful opening into the hip already. So the pelvis comes forwards now. You're turning the pelvis, the back foot is now at right angles to your front foot. Roll the shoulders back and down and breathe. Looking down the left arm. Really drawing through the core, tailbone is down. And then let the left forearm come onto the left leg. The right arm comes up and over. It's a really good stretch. Feeling that stretch down the side of the body. And the right arm comes up towards the ceiling. The left hand slides down onto the leg or the floor, and then straighten that front leg into Trikonasana. Nice little sequence. Turn to look up at the right hand. The shoulders coming back, the right hip is coming back. Really feeling the opening of that hip. And then bending through that knee, resting the elbow on the thigh, stretching it out. Right arm up and over. Ease yourself back into warrior two. So looking out along your left arm, outstretched. And then we're going to gently turn that back foot. Bring the hands up above, back into warrior one. Sinking down, looking up at the hands. We're just easing ourselves back. Whence we came. And then gently bending the elbows and easing yourself back into prayer. Close the eyes and really notice the difference between one side and the other. One side probably feels a lot longer. Might feel a bit twisted too. Good. So let's do all of that on the other side. So you might want to come to the other end of the mat, or just making sure you're looking out along the mat. So standing nice and tall, tailbone is down, lifting up, opening up through the heart. Taking a breath in, breathing out a long stride forward with your right foot side this time. If the left foot will go out a little bit. Bring your hands into prayer. So going into warrior one to begin with. Breathing in, breathing out. So the knee bends. The back leg is beautifully straight and you're looking forwards along the mat. So the right knee is above the right ankle. So already there's a good stretch happening in the back leg, and your legs are already starting to work to keep you there. Both arms come up above the head. Beautiful, long, deep breaths in and out. And as you do that, see if you can just let the pelvis sink down a little bit more. And then easing yourself into a gentle back bend to start with, just noticing what your back can do on this side of the body. Every time you breathe out, maybe coming into a stronger back bend, but not losing your connection with the knee over above the ankle. Looking up at the hands. And then that left hand down the leg, the right hand comes all the way back. So you have that connection with the leg to hold you steady. And the right arm. So looking up at the right arm, going into as strong a back bend as you possibly can. The left shoulder back. Keep the core nice and strong. As we're just going to ease into Warrior Two. So you need just to turn that back foot, straighten the arms, just make sure that they're in a straight line. Pelvis comes forwards now, so you're just sort of bringing the front of your body forwards, but you're still looking down your right arm. That knee is still above the ankle if possible. Nice deep breaths in and out. And then let the forearm come down to the knee. Take the arm up and over. So have a really good stretch. Lengthening away. Just feel the opening through the hip, the waist. The left hip still rolling back. So it's not sort of easing forwards. The left hip is coming back. And then lift the left arm up to the ceiling and let the right hand come down, either resting on the leg or the floor, and straighten the right leg so you come into Trikonasana. If that's sore on the neck, just let the head come down. So nice straight legs, both legs if that's possible. The left hip still rolling out and back, drawing in through the core. Lovely. And then we're going to just ease that knee forwards, bring the arm up onto the leg, and we're just going to gently reverse that little sequence. So have a stretch just beyond your ear. And then we're going to come up into Warrior Two. So shoulders are back and down, extending the arms away. Drawing in through the core. Feeling the wobble in your legs probably. And then ease yourself around that left foot comes around, bring your hands into prayer and up into warrior one. The back leg is straight, the front knee is above the front ankle. Really settle the pelvis down and into this posture. And then a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to gently transition out of that. Bring the hands down, the legs together, look back towards each other. Have a shake. Shake of the shoulders, shake of the legs. And then just have a pause in mountain, hands in prayer. Maybe as your hands rest against your heart, you can really feel your heart beating. And feeling the in-breath drawing the energy in through the earth, up the top of your head. And as you breathe out, back down through the body, the legs, the feet, and out into the earth once more. Feeling grounded and steady. The body peaceful and quiet. Maybe there are some small muscles twitching. Just aware of the body having worked in that sequence. And from here, we're going to ease into tree. So just letting your body weight come over to the left. Maybe placing your heel on your ankle. Just starting in that position. Feeling connected to the earth. And then when you're ready, you might want to lift your foot up. You might want to release your hands and either bring your foot into the inner thigh or turn it over. Coming into tree, drawing in through the core, and then let the arms come up. Lifting up out of the waist, having a really good stretch. Feeling into that balance, the openness of the hips. Finding whichever tree pose feels right for you this morning. Feeling the legs. And then shifting back down into just standing, maybe ease into the hips a little. And then bringing your body weight, hands in prayer, over to the right side now. And knowing that this side will feel a little different maybe, and that's okay. Bring the foot up when you're ready. Whichever place feels right for you. Making sure the core is nice and strong. Lifting up when you're ready. Finding a fixed point, and that supports you in Finding this meditative posture. Lifting up. So every time you breathe out, you're extending. Just feeling your position changing. Aware of the breath. So good for your leg. You're standing on. When you're ready, gently ease yourself out of that posture. Again, have a roll of the shoulders, and let's just do a little twist. And then we're going to just ease ourselves down onto the mat. You might want to have a cushion or a blanket or something. So we're going to come into kneeling. So if that's sore on your knees, you might want to put something between the back of your legs and your calf muscles. Just sitting in Vajrasana for a few moments. So there's a connection through the core, a lengthening through the back, just coming into that feeling of a piece of string coming up through the top of your head. So there's a sense of upliftment through the spine, of elevation. And then we're going to just ease the hands back. So obviously you've all got to look after your knees and your back. I turn my hands away. Watch stops me doing this. Turn my wrists away. So my fingers are pointing away from me. And just stretch out the front of the body. The head go back a little if that's comfortable. So you can start to feel the front of the body opening. And then you might want to bring your hands back in a little bit more as you take a breath in and breathing out. Press the pelvis upwards, lifting the bottom up off your heels. And then slowly down. You might want to just separate the knees a little bit. Where are you all at? No, Michelle's just laughing at me. So, and Louise is looking perplexed. Maybe I won't do any more. Neil's okay. But yeah, no, we'll just see ourselves. I was going to go back onto my back, but I don't think that's going to happen this morning. So come down onto your elbows and let's just get into child. Just a nice restful child posture. So knees separate, bring your forehead onto the floor, arms down either sides of the body. Oh, and feel the breath in the back. You might even want to take your hands to the back and give it a little bit of a massage. Give it some attention. We've really opened into the hips as well, so you might want to massage into them too. Nice, well done. And then slowly coming around onto your back, give your knees a hug into your chest. And then finding a twist in your spine. So take the arms out to the sides, place your feet back on the floor. And it might be that you want to do a really gentle twist this morning, in which case knees and ankles are together. If you feel like there's a stronger twist in the spine available, then you can cross your left leg over the right. Take a breath in, breathing out, let the knees come down to the right side. Beautiful deep breaths into the back. You can lift the left arm up and behind you if that stretches you a little bit more. Some people find that quite uncomfortable in their shoulder, but just notice if that is supported or not. Beautiful. And then just slowly coming back up to the center. You might need to shuffle yourselves around a little bit. And then we're going to do the same in the other direction. So just making your choice as to which way you'd like to go into that twist. Taking the legs down to the left side. I always try and coax my right leg, my right knee to the floor with my left hand. So you might want to do the same. Let's see if there's a little bit more of a twist in the spine left this morning. And then if it's comfortable, you can take your right arm up above your head. That doesn't feel too difficult for your shoulder. Nice. And then slowly coming on out of that. And just for a minute or two, moving your body in whichever way it feels it wants to go. Really gently. You might want to stretch it out, have a lengthening of the spine, or you might want to give the knees a hug. Just feeling into what the body would like to ease it into a beautiful stillness. So just moving and as you're doing that, thinking about what choice you're going to make about how and where you're going to rest the body, and when you're ready, bringing your body into that place of restfulness. So it might be on your back or sides or tummy, feet up on a seat, chair, bed, wherever you are. You might want to lie on your bed. Making sure you're warm and comfortable. You've got your layers on. Once you find that place of stillness, noticing what's here for you in your body. As we did at the very beginning, your mind's eye just sweeping through the body. You may well notice a real shift in the movement of your energy. Noticing if that is here for you. aware of the breath. And the earth supporting you. What it's like to really surrender the weight of your body into the earth. Being aware of how it feels, not only in your physical body, but also in your subtle body. In your emotional tone, in your mind. With every outward breath, just going a little deeper into this relaxation. Feeling safe and sound. And then with the in-breath, imagining that you're drawing the energy up through the soles of your feet and have a stretch of the arms up above your head. And as you breathe out, the arms come back down as the energy flows away into the ground. So just doing that a few times, an in-breath and a stretch. An out breath, and feeling the flow of energy. Just a couple more times. And then slowly, if you're lying, just rolling over onto your side, resting there for a few breaths in and out. Good. And then when you're ready, coming up to sitting. Just finding your way back up. Being upright once more. Just have a pause and notice how you feel, and maybe any differences between when we started and how you are right now. The effects of practice on your body, heart, and mind. And then taking a deep breath in, bringing the arms up. And as you breathe out, just allowing them to come down by your sides, and namaste. Thank you so much.